What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Chicago Cubs franchise episode. Had just real quick, had to make sure that my wired connection was actually in. So the internet kept bouncing back from Wi-Fi to Ethernet, so I just wanted to make sure that that was good to go before we went live completely. As you know, you just get better internet connectivity when you're when you're doing it through wired. So I'm going to make sure I got a mic check here real quick. Make sure everybody can hear me. I think we should be okay, but yep. All right, cool. So we sound good. We are ready to rock and roll, guys, here for the Cubs Year 2 draft. You can see up on the board there, based on where we finished last season, we're currently in the 9 hole. We're in the 9 slot right now. And that's a pretty good spot to be in because I think I might be looking at a positional player here to take in round 1 again. So if you missed the last draft that we had, we took a positional player, Chris Addison, catcher / outfielder. And then in round 2 and round 3, we ended up taking 2 pitchers, Reed Stein and David Booth. So those are going to be 2 guys that we really rely on in the future. But let's take a look and see who is here. We've got Shy Sox Fan for Life says, "Go Sox, LOL." John, actually, my favorite team is the Astros. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's unfortunate, John. Just kidding. I'm just giving you. I'm giving you crap. He followed my Twitch. Thank you very much. Let's go Cubbies. Shy Sox Fan for Life is on the notification squad. You gotta love that. Real quick, I want to show you guys just a real quick snapshot of like who's up here on the board to be drafted. So if I go here real quick, and I don't know if you can see this, let me just zoom in real quick here. But you guys that don't follow the Bradley Braves series, you might not know who any of these players are. And honestly, when we do that series over on Twitch, it's mostly focused on Bradley anyway. It's not focused on a lot of these CPU generated people. But what's cool about that series is that you can see that these guys' overall ratings are pretty high, right? So these guys really produce in that series. We got a guy by the name of David Perrone from Virginia Tech, 6'3" catcher, Adam Donato from Cal State Fullerton. And so what I do for these drafts, and I have help from Dalton Jett, one of my patrons, we actually subtract 20 overall points from their current NCAA 07 rating. So if you guys can just go all the way here to the right, we've tracked their statistics all the way over here to the right. You subtract 20, you've got a pretty good looking prospect right there. So you're in your 90s, you get to about the 70s, maybe high 70s, and some of these guys will make it in the big leagues, and some guys might not. So it really depends on the RNG, or the random number generator, like what do these guys get rated. And you can see, like, just up on the board here, some of the guys that are in the 90s. Let's just highlight these dudes here real quick. Oops, shoot. So we got this guy. We got this guy on the 13th slot right there, and then number 3. So these players have your A potential. So these guys will be blue chip players. Adam Donato, Brad Seebeck, and Matt Warren. So you have a guy from Tulane, a right fielder, shortstop, second baseman Adam Donato from Cal State Fullerton, and Matt Warren, a 6'8" and great second baseman, dude. He actually was an 82 in NCAA 07, but the dude hit 344 this season, 13 home runs. Actually, he was a 1-year starter, so 13 bombs, 44 ribbies, 62 runs as a 1-year starter. So he was killing it. 57 stolen bases. So this guy's pretty dang good, right? He's pretty dang good. Let's see what you guys are saying here in the comments. Sid is in here. Oh, this is live. Yeah, man, this draft is totally live. How do I fill out the form for my picks? What do you mean by that, John? What do you mean, sir? You mean the contest point? Like the contest? That's locked now. You guys had Sunday night, all of Monday, and pretty much all today to get your stuff filled out. So we are locked. Dalton's in here. Shy Sox fan for life. 6 foot. I know, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. 6'8" second baseman. Like, what? And he's a shortstop, too. It's like, no, dude, you're a first baseman. You're a first baseman. But so how we do this, if you guys need a reminder, is we will go back over to the MLB The Show screen, and whoever the Oakland A's draft, then whoever the Orioles draft, then whoever the Nationals draft, Twins, Rockies, whoever they draft, say it's a pitcher, we will then go into our player pool for pitchers. Let's just say it's a pitcher, right? So this is our player pool for pitchers. We have 12 pitchers to choose from. We're going to go into the wheel spin. If it's a blue chip pitcher in MLB The Show, we'll spin this wheel. These are our blue chip pitchers here. So we got John Bottenfield from Penn State, Kevin Gardner, Adam Herrera for Virginia Tech, Cliff Yates from Missouri. If it's a blue chip player, we'll spin this wheel, and that's who the Oakland A's will grab. Then what we'll do is we'll go back over here to this sheet, and let's just say they take John Bottenfield, right? They take him number 1 overall. So he was a 97 overall rating in NCAA 07. And based on these statistics are what I go off of when I start creating the player. But I have to create this player as a 77 overall, 90 potential. Because that was the potentials are all random number generated. And then here we'll just say he was drafted by the Oakland A's, right? He went 28-20, so he knows how to win. Career strikeouts, he was really 398 career strikeouts, 133 walks, so he's got good control. He's got some pretty good stuff. 2.88 ERA, but he's also 5'9", so that's just got to be something that I consider when I'm making this player. So is he going to have like a high delivery? He's going to be kind of a sidearm guy. Like what? He's not going to be a guy that's going to power through you. He's going to have some good stuff, but he's 5'9". He's not going to get he's not going to be tossing 98 up there. You know what I mean? So, but that's how that's going to work. And we'll cross John Bottenfield off from the wheel. He won't be available for any other team to take. And then we'll go ahead and we'll actually go back and go to the Orioles selection after that. All the way up until we make our selection. And then we'll keep going with the process as followed. So what's cool about this process is that it keeps it random. It allows us to have a challenge in a way. And it also gets custom players into the series where otherwise it might not. So pretty cool concept. And I think it'll be pretty fun here tonight. That's what we did for year number 1. So what do you say we go ahead and get started real quick? I believe Dalton wanted to get in on this. I forgot to RNG for you. He says, yes, you did. Yes, you did for me. Dang it, Dalton. I did it anyway. I just started just typing numbers out. That's how I did it. I didn't even look at the player. I looked at the players who we knew were going to be blue chipped. They had to be 90 plus, and I just literally just started typing numbers out. That was the RNG factor that I did. So, all right, let's get started, boys. So, let's get going here. Let me show you real quick. Let me just notate real fast here which players are going to be blue chipped. All right, let's advance. So our pick is up, and we currently have Jared Macias. That's a blue chip player. Ricky Sims, blue chip player. Raul Castillo, blue chip player. Miguel Cruz, blue chip player. J.R. Duffy. Vasquez. Yes, that is a Hideki Matsui. Believe it or not. So that's it for the blue chips. We have 7 blue chip players and Alfonso Campos, a first baseman. So the Diamondbacks will end up being able to select a regular, not a blue chip player from an NCAA 07 series. So let's go ahead and start spinning that wheel. and we'll get this underway here. So how this is going to work is the A's are not going to take a catcher. They will be left to the wheel spin. So we'll see what positional player that they're going to take, but they will take a blue chip positional player. So let's go over to our wheel spin, and we'll go here to blue chip positional. They have 3 choices. It could be Adam Donato from Cal State Fullerton, Matt Warren from UCLA, or Brad Seebeck, right fielder from Tulane. So let's go ahead and wheel spin that baby and see what's happening here. They're going to take Matt Warren from UCLA. So this is perfect. This is perfect for the Okies to take a guy from out from California. They could have taken Donato here, but Matt Warren is such an interesting prospect. The guy is 6'8". He might be a player that sticks around for a long time. They could do a lot of things with him. They could stick him in the outfield. They could stick him at first. Traditionally, like a guy that's that size, you're not playing second base or shortstop. But good for Matt Warren to be taken there. All right, let's go back to our other screen here. Actually, let me go. Can I put the stream? Where did I do that? Nope, that's the webcam. That's going live. Where did I have that? Webcam, no. That's me. I thought I had, there we go, window capture. There we go, perfect. All right, cool. So Ricky Sims, the Orioles are going to take a starting pitcher. So we're going to go here to blue chip pitchers. And they can choose between John Bottenfield, Kevin Gardner, Adam Herrera, or Cliff Yates. So we'll see who they take here. They're going to take Adam Herrera from Virginia Tech. Now, Adam Herrera from Virginia Tech, his statistics, he was a 95 overall player, 5'10". Little on, you know, he's got some okays. He's fine. 2.51 ERA, 231 strikeouts, and walks. He had 81 walks. That's a pretty good ratio. 231 to 81. That's crazy. He has a 99 overall MLB 22 potential. He's a 75 overall player with 99 potential. That's a pretty darn good pick if you are the Orioles. Sorry. All right, next up we've got the Nationals who are going to take a positional player, so they've still got some players up on the board. It could be Donato or Seebeck. There's not as many blue chippers as there was last season. So the Nationals are going to take shortstop Adam Donato. Adam Donato, Cal State Fullerton. This player, I loved this player from Cal State Fullerton. Was one of the major reasons why this team did really well in the College World Series. 97 overall player, can play shortstop and second base. He had 356 in his career, 21 home runs, 70 RBIs, 74 career runs, can steal a little bit as well, and he's a 95 potential, 77 overall player. So they did very well getting Adam Donato. Next up, the Twinkies, the Twins. They're going to get Brad Seebeck. Just make that for fun here, spin the wheel. And Brad Seebeck, right fielder for Tulane. We might see a little bit of Brad Seebeck in this series. We don't see a lot of guys in this series, but this dude's 6'4", right fielder, DH, hits lefty, 89 overall player, 334 in his career, 42 home runs, 127 RBIs, 163 runs scored. So that just shows you the kind of five-tool player that Brad Seebeck is going to be. 53 stolen bases throughout his 4-year career at Tulane. He's a 69 overall in MLB 22. This series he'll start as a 69, but he's got a 93 potential. Seebeck is going to be a beast, and I'm actually kind of excited for that player to watch him grow in this franchise series. Unfortunately, he's not for us, which stinks. But blue chip positional players are gone, so we have to exit out of this. So if any other team takes positional players now, we have to go to the Patreon players, which, of course, if you wanted to become a patron, that is starting for $3 a month, $5 a month, 10 and 20, and you're guaranteed to get prospects for this series and any series that you that you watch or that we're currently running here. And depending on the dollar amount, the better the player, right? You can also win players through channel points. And if you're not familiar with channel points, I have a lot of videos covering that topic, so you guys can go check that out. But so now that we're moving on from the blue chip players for positional, we got to do Patreon next. And then after these guys get dried up, then we're going out to the NCAA 07 regular positional players, and there's quite a few of them here up on the list. So let's go ahead and keep going here. So we got 3 pitchers being taken in a row, and this should do it for our blue chip players. We've got John Bottenfield from Penn State, Kevin Gardner from Little Rock, Cliff Yates from Missouri, and we'll see who the Rockies, Guardians, and Royals will grab. What is going on, Blue Steel Bow? What's up, Gold Squad? Ren, what's going on, man? Stated Franchise Gaming, he was shorter than most pitchers are. Yes, he was. All right, so John Bottenfield. So it's working perfectly. You know, John Bottenfield's a really good pitcher, really good arm. He's not a closer, so don't be fooled by the closing pitcher slot here for the Rockies, Guardians, or Royals. So we'll just replace that player with our guy. So that's how that's going to work. So the Rockies get a good one in Bottenfield. We got Gardner and Cliff Yates up next. Come on, dude. I think we're back. I don't know. OBS disconnected, reconnecting. Okay, so we should be good. All right. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, OBS. Okay, so Kevin Gardner going to the Royals. Next up, we've got the D-backs taking a positional player, so we can exit out of here. So now we move on to the Patreon players. So the D-backs, who are they taking here? It could be Doc D, an outfielder, Ace Johnson, first base, Kyler Murray. Yeah, Kyler Murray was a submission here. Tom Cloutier, Carter Blue, Simeon Karev, or Timothy, not Timothy, Timothy Pierce. They will select third baseman Carter Blue. Not much is really known about Carter Blue or a lot of our patrons, but this is a position of probable need there for corner infield. Good power player. Should be good for them. Which leaves it to us now. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna grab a Patreon player? I think we have to, right? We're required to do that. We have to stick with the patron side of things. So who are we taking here? Are we going to take Martin Stover, or are we going to take one of our positional players here for custom prospects? And honestly, I look at the list here. We've got first baseman. We've got an outfielder, Simeon Karev. We got Tom Cloutier at second, Kyler Murray, Ace Johnson at first, and Doc D. It's unfortunate because these aren't necessarily positions that I feel like we need. So this is not good for us. We should probably at this point then take the starting pitcher, Martin Stover, but we're so stacked at pitcher. I know everybody's going to say take Kyler Murray, but man, do you know how many views I'm going to lose because of that? Do you have any idea? We'll go from 600 views to all the way down to like 200 if I take Kyler Murray here. But we've got Nick Madrigal at second. We've got first base. We could probably use that, honestly. We could probably go first base. Outfield, we're so loaded there. We're so loaded there. If we took Doc D, let's see if we take Ace Johnson. What do we do here? Timothy Pierce or Ace Johnson? Do we have a backstory for these guys here? Nope, no backstory. You pick the backstory for Ace Johnson. How about Timothy? It is actually Timothy, not Timothy. Timothy has always been a fast runner. He was the star of his middle school track team, but once he got to high school, he was done with track. He also wanted to play baseball, and even though he was mediocre in the field, he always made solid contact with the ball, could swipe a base like nothing. After some solo practice, he learned how to play infield. As soon as he had the fundamentals, he was off and running. He led the state in batting average, OBP, stolen bases, and extra base hits all 4 years of high school. Interesting. So he's a little speedy first baseman, it sounds like, out of New Hampshire. Can play first and third. Ooh, 6'5", 220. Can play first and third. I think we got to take Timothy Pierce. That's going to be our guy, Timothy Pierce. All right, that's our dude. I'm making the call. Timothy Pierce will be our selection for the Cubs, which means that we can take any positional player. It doesn't matter. I'll just take this guy here, Lenny Brown. We're going to draft Lenny Brown. And as we see the rest of the MLB making their selections here, all the way up until the next Cubs pick in round number 2. Let's go back out here to the round 1 list, and we see some positional players. We see a pitcher being thrown in, more positional players. Actually, a big run on positional guys here. Not a lot of pitchers being taken in this draft. So that means we're going to move on here next up to the Pirates, and now they have to take a Patreon's positional player. At second, we got Dave Colliers, who they took. But let's go ahead and spin that wheel and see who they grab. They're going to take Kyler Murray. So the Pittsburgh Pirates will be taking Kyler Murray. Patreon custom player, Kyler Murray. So I guess maybe the storyline here is that he had a devastating injury that he couldn't play quarterback any longer. So now he's going to live out his baseball dream, but he gets signed by the Pirates or something. Next up, Marlins taking Patrick Oliver, another positional player. They're going to take Doc D, an outfielder. Reds will be taking either Ace Johnson, Tom Cloutier, or Simeon Karev. They'll be taking Simeon Karev. Oh, wait. We don't want to do this one. This one didn't happen here. This one will be for the Mariners. Mariners will take Ace Johnson. Now for the Phillies, they'll be taking Martin Stover because that's the only pitcher left on the board here for patrons. So they're taking Martin Stover. The Mariners took Ace Johnson. The Rangers will be taking Tom Cloutier. And now we're moving on to the NCAA regular players. So this is also coming from our big list here. As you know, our blue chippers were already taken. So now we're moving on to the regular players. All right, so let's move on here. So we got the Giants, the Angels, the Tigers, Cardinals, Yankees. So we got a big run here on positional guys. So the pitchers will have to wait for a little bit. Let's see who the Giants take. We'll run through this very quickly. Ooh, he's going to hang on? Nope, they're going to take Matt Segal from Cal State Fullerton. I love the fact that it's so random, but yet these California teams are sticking with their California boys. Like, that's pretty cool. Angels. Who do they got here? Luis Reimer, a catcher out of Hawaii. Just to let you guys know about this player, he did not hit for a high average at all in Hawaii, but he was a Gold Glove candidate at catcher as an award winner, as an award finalist, I should say. So they get a little Gold Glove catcher there out of Hawaii at the college level. The Detroit Tigers are next. I'm really waiting on Bobby Ferrari. I'm really high on this player, Bobby Ferrari. But they're going to take Matt Jamison out of Troy, an outfielder. That's a pretty good pick for them. Matt Jamison hit for a really high average in Troy. Was really like the the key cog in how they made the College World Series in that. Cardinals will take it. Cardinals really stick it to us here, taking Luke Sandberg. No relation to Ryan Sandberg, but what a way to stick it, right? So they take Luke Sandberg. Next up, we've got the Yankees. And then after the Yankees pick, we got to go pitcher for the Brewers. They're going to take Jack Kennedy. No relation to the actual Jack Kennedy. But Holy Cross, third baseman. He's going to be a pretty good one. Let's talk about Jack Kennedy here really quick. 6'1", 186, third baseman, outfielder. Was a 94 overall player. He hit .313, 24 homers, 111 RBIs, 116 career runs. He is an 87 potential, 74 overall player. So that's unfortunate because that's a good player right there. And the Yankees just get better. All right, so we're back over here to pitcher. Let's see what the Brew Crew decide that they're going to go after. Matt Malafronte out of UNLV. This guy won a World Series. If you guys have been following the Twitch series, UNLV beat Florida in year number 2, and UNLV is they were the underdogs for the whole tournament, and he was a big factor. So I guess the Brewers really loved this player. And Matt Malafronte going to get drafted by them. Red Sox. Next. They will take a outfielder. I think Brian Judon? Brian Judon. San Jose State center fielder. Next up, we got a little run on pitchers. We got the Astros and the Rays. Astros and Rays are next. Jared Mattis. Or Matz. Probably Mattis. Jared Mattis, Charlotte starting pitcher. Let's talk about Jared Mattis real quick. See where he's at. So he's a 95 overall in NCAA 07. He's got some good size, 6 feet, 241. 3.59. The ERA is a little high, but look at that strikeouts to walks, if you can even see that. 386 Ks career, 177 walks. Really good ratio. 30 and 28, so the win-loss ratio could have been better for him, but he's an 84 potential pitcher, 75 overall. They got a good one out there. But again, that ERA probably a little high for the Astros there for that guy. But next up, we got the Rays. Looking at some more pitching. Patrick Greenfield from Wake Forest. All right, what do we got here for Patrick Greenfield? What's he got? He's 5'9" too. 329, 303 strikeouts, 117 walks, 20 and 16. He's a 71 overall, 81 potential. That's not a terrible pick. I think they could have done a little bit better based on wheel spin. Let's go over to positional players as we get a nice little run to end round 1. We'll move quickly through this. But we got the Padres, the Mets, the Braves, the White Sox, Blue Jays, and Dodgers. David Perrone out of Virginia Tech. This was one of the top award winners here for NCAA 07 series. One of the best offensive players in the league this past season. So the Padres get a nice catcher. Mets. I'm thinking they gotta go Bobby Ferrari, don't they? No, they're gonna pass on him. They had him right there, dead in their sights, and they're gonna take Raul Kosick, a first baseman out of Georgia. The Braves next. Augie Bono. Come on, take Augie Bono. Oh, we called it. Augie Bono. All right, so they're getting a little insurance there in case Ozzie Albies doesn't want to re-sign. But Augie Bono, what a great name. Augie Bono. Let's talk real quick about Augie Bono. Where are we at here? Where's Augie? Where is he? There he is. Out of Georgia Southern. 6'1", 224, middle infielder, 84 overall rating. He's a righty. 280 batting average. Not the most impressive in college. 15 homers, 40 ribbies, 45 runs, can swipe a bag. He had 21 of them. But 64 overall for MLB 22 for this series, 71 potential. So that, I mean, that's a depth pick, right? If anything, that is just a depth pick for the Braves. But I love the name, and I think we might see him. We could see him in this franchise series. White Sox, Blue Jays, Dodgers coming up next. Joe Farks out of South Florida, first baseman. That's going to be a really good pick for the White Sox. I know Shy Sox fan for life might like that one. Let me talk about Joe Farks for him because you guys probably don't have any idea who these players are. He's a 6'1", 190 first baseman, can play a little outfield. He was an 87 in NCAA 07. 322 career average, good RBI totals, nice home run totals in double digits, good run totals. Stolen bases had 42. So this is a guy that can he's got some wheels. He's got some speed. You know, first baseman, center field. He's probably going to play more at the major league level, I would say, as an outfielder. That's probably how I would make him. He's a 67 overall coming into the league and a 77 overall potential. So he's going to be a grindy type of player, but might be a good one for him. Well, then, universe, you can leave. Peace. Blue Jays, Dodgers, Jason McBride, Julian Lorenz. That's who they're taking. Let's see who they got. Joe Clothier, New Mexico State catcher. Good offensive piece. Dodgers taking a center fielder. Oh, almost took Bobby Ferrari. Man, Bobby Ferrari's slipping a lot, but they're going to take this guy. Man, the Dodgers keep winning, man. They just keep winning. Gary Schmidt, Santa Barbara, first baseman. Talk about Barry Schmidt. Or Gary Schmidt here. 6'1", 248, first base outfielder. 91 overall player. He's a switchy. 343, 20. This guy's really impressive. Look at this. 343, 27 homers career-wise. 75 ribbies, 62 runs, 16 stolen bags. But he's a one-year wonder. He's a one-year wonder. 65 potential, 71 overall player coming in. He's going to be one of those C-rated guys that gets that D potential smacked right onto him. So that's unfortunate for Gary Schmidt, but the Dodgers will get an immediate impact type of player. He's going to be all right down there at the minor league level. So let's move on. We got the Tigers, the A's, the Dodgers back to back. So two more positional guys coming up. Let's see what the Tigers do. Man, I hope they take Bobby Ferrari. That'd be great. Nope, they're going to take Emil Conley. So they like the fact that UNLV won that World Series. They're going to take one of their driving factors here in Emil Conley. Little outfielder there. Next up, the A's. Is this where Bobby Ferrari goes? No. Bobby Ferrari continues to slip. They're going to take Dylan Landry, Davidson left fielder, and know that he's not probably going to be as good as Steph Curry. Got two pitchers back-to-back here for the Dodgers. Aaron Chavez, yeah, he loved it, UNLV. The man voted for UNLV, I love it. Brian Jeffords, Maryland starting pitcher. Actually had some saves in his career too, so that's a factor. Good ERA too, really good ERA. Matt Spear and Brian Jeffords will go to the LA Dodgers. Next up, the Oakland A's in round 2 get a pitcher. This is like bottom of the barrel now because you got Chance Dowd, Henderson, Salache. Salache's, he's not that great. I'm not going to lie to you. Holy Cross starting pitcher. This one might be a little bit of a reach for them because if we go to his stats here, Josh Salache, 6'1", 176, little lanky, 88 overall player in NCAA 07. 304, 134, 85. That's, you know, that's a 50 some odd difference there. 49 difference between Ks and walks, but he went 13-7, so he wins, but he's also got that C potential. It's not the worst pick in the world at 68 overall, but yeah. He's not terrible, but I think they maybe could have possibly done better. All right. We've only got 4 more wheel spins to go, guys. This is it. We've got the Orioles, Nationals, Twins, and Rockies. And that should do it. So, the O's. Who are they going to grab? Oh, they're going to take Bobby Ferrari. So, they're really building on this infield, man. They're building on that infield. They got Jay Kinney last year from Ohio State. They got Joey Randa. And now they get Bobby Ferrari from Vanderbilt. So he fell big time. Let's real quick talk about Ferrari here. Bobby Ferrari, 6'1", 232, third base infield, nice utility player. He's a 94 overall player. Career batting average, 354. So they got a really good hitter. 73 ribbies, 72 walks, 41 stolen bags. The Orioles are going to be really good here in the next couple seasons. He's an 84 potential player. They got themselves a steal. Bobby Ferrari, a steal for the Orioles. And the Nationals will take Josh Dransfeld, left fielder from Virginia Tech. This guy was also kind of a late round steal here. 96 overall player, 344. Not the fastest guy, only 8 stolen bases, but an 81 potential, 76B. Good player there. All right, the Twins and the Diamondbacks. So these players here, the Rockies, the Guardians, the Royals, that's an MLB The Show player that's going to stay. I'm not going to rename that guy. So these guys are going to stick around. These guys are going to stay. But for the Twins and the D-bats, they took 2 pitchers. So this will determine where Chance Dowd or Chris Henderson's going to go. And then from this point, it's up to us who we're going to draft next. So Chance Dowd. This is a project pitcher. I won't necessarily need to run the stats by you here, but Chance Dowd will be a project pitcher. Not a really good walk-to-K ratio, not a really good ERA. But Chris Henderson's really good for the D-backs here. Really good selection. Guy to watch out for here, because if we take a look, he's an 89, 2.91 ERA, so sub-3 career ERA. That's really good. 211 strikeouts to 75 walks. That's money. 17-6. He's a winner, but he's also a C potential. But that's okay. At this point in round 2, that's all right. That is all right. So that's going to do it, guys, for our NCAA 07 players, our Patreon players getting drafted, getting wheel spun. So now the object here is in the offseason. Now I got to create all these players here to get into our universe here. But let's now go on and get to drafting. Get drafting our dudes here. Let's see, where are we here? Turn off that window capture. All right, let's do this thing. Let's see what other players that we've got. Now, we didn't do this in the last draft. But I'm doing it now because we only got one player. So for the Cubbies, depth chart wise, you can see the screen on the right. We're pretty fit. It says we're thin at starting pitcher. We're deep at catcher, or balanced everywhere else. So at this point in this rebuild, I'm honestly thinking that we need to start going after best available type of player. Now, with the outfielders, we got a lot of young guys. We gotta really determine who's gonna make it, right? We got Brennan Davis, we've got Pete Armstrong, we've got Chris Addison, catcher that can play the outfield as well. Who else? We got Nelson Velasquez. It's pretty loaded. That outfield is pretty loaded. But take a look at some of these potential rated guys. Let me sort real quick by this. And can we find anybody that's going to take that next step for us? MLB ETA. I love looking at that because, well, it gives us a clear indication of when we can expect these guys to come up. Fernando Montoyo. No, I don't want to take this guy yet. Let's look at that player card. The hot cold zones, you want to pay attention to those. Looks like a pretty good player right now. 19 years old. Righty. Can play both left field, right field. Injury risk is average. The arm. Good defense. Great speed. Stealing. He might be a really good player for us. Fernando Montano. I'm interested in getting you guys involved here too. What do you want to look at? Here's Orlando Little. I wonder what we got here. He's not even really scouted that much. Good left-handed hitter, like the looks of it. Pretty good defensively. What about third? Now we just took a guy, first base, third base, as a Patreon player. What about this guy, Miguel Arellano? Look at that beard. Oh goodness, we can't do that. Look at the 60-yard dash. 666. Can't do it. He's the devil. Can't do it. Richard Ridgway. All right. Man, we just don't have a lot of information on these guys here. Terrell Lopez. I can't really focus on taking a catcher. This is tough, man. This is really tough. Isaac Moon. 6'5", third baseman. He's a 45 overall player right now, 75 potential. Which, obviously, that well above average range in the scouting department here. I don't know. He's kind of a grindy guy. By the looks of it. 2027? That's like 4 years from now. Ugh, this is tough. This is really, really tough, man. What about Todd McGinnis? Aaron Chavez says he's cold. Pull hitter out of Illinois, 18 years old. Brian Bayek. He's got those glasses. Look at that. Four-seam, cutter, change, curveball, sinker. Good pitch mix. Out of Taiwan. Hits per nine is about average, above average, well above average to elite. K per nine, walk per nine. The walk per nine is really important. He's average right now. Could get to well above average. The velo is right there. The velo could play. But do we need another pitcher? Ugh. We don't necessarily need outfield. Guys, I need you. I need you. What do we do? What do we do? Pedro Estrada. How come these guys are not getting up in upwards of 95? You know, there we go. Adrian Palmeiro. 97 on the four seam. 94 on the two seams. Got a curve and a change. I like that mix right there for Adrian Palmeiro out of the Dominican. Walk per nine is below average right now. Potential, even though it's not, the scouting accuracy isn't 100%. They're saying he could get a little bit above average. Man. It's so tough. It's really hard to pass up on a guy like... Really hard to pass up on a guy like... where was he? Fernando Montano. Man, that is hard. That is so tough to pass up on a guy like that. I wish you could go back so you could see what your depth chart looked like. But I know that we're so young in the outfield. You just don't necessarily need this. This is so tough. What do we want to do? But then again, you know, at 19 years old, you've got time for him to grow. You don't, I mean, not everybody always pans out there in the outfield, so we'll see. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's pull the trigger, man. Let's pull the trigger on Fernando Montano. Let's do it. I'm good with it. I think we're okay. We'll see how it all pans out here, but who's left up on the board here? Dave Iden out of Australia. He's an Aussie. 80 overall, 80 potential. That kind of scares me now that we're in round number 3 and nobody's grabbing him. But Adrian Palmeiro is still sitting here, and so is Brian Bayak. I really like that velo. He's probably, instead of a starting pitcher, he might, at 23 years old, he might be a guy that sticks in the bullpen for me. You know? A lot of pitchers at this point. Pitchers and outfielders. Guadalupe Trujillo. Ooh. Look at this guy. This is interesting. Look at the contact here. We've got enough scouting on him too. He doesn't have to be a catcher for us, but look at what he can do against lefties. Switch hitting catcher. That is really hard to find. Reaction, accuracy, arm is good. Fielding needs a little bit of work. Vision's actually pretty solid. Contact, he's a good hitter. At 22 years old, 5'11", 177, he could play right field for us. Right? He could be nice little insurance at catcher. Or we skip on Trujillo for now and we go take Adrian Palmeiro. I think that's what I want to do. Let's go for it here. Let's skip on our boy here. Let's see if any catchers are getting taken. Yes, look at that. Look at that. We got Tero Lopez, Christian Pugh, Crespo, Quintana. Oof. Goldie. We're winning here, right? Where is he? Was he a catcher? There he is. Guadalupe Trujillo. He's still there. Love it. But look at this guy. He's still around too. Miguel Arellano. That's 666. The guy that I hated. Ooh, David Iden's still there too. That scares me. That really frightens me. I don't like that. I don't like that he's just still not getting taken by people. So I'm gonna jump on my boy. I'm gonna jump on my boy. It might be a reach here, but I'm gonna do it. We'll take Guadalupe Trujillo. Number one, I love the name. Love the name. And honestly, at this point, we've got what? We've got two more rounds. Do we go for this as value? We got Dave Iden just sitting there. This might be a good spot to take value. He's obviously highly rated for a reason. I know that we don't have a lot of accuracy on this guy. But his MLB ETA is 2024. This could be reeking like of a dude that's going to be a D potential. He's going to be that guy. Like, he's a 77, but a D potential. Like, he can help you out now, but in the future, he's just going to regress. F it. Let's do it. Dave Iden, come on over. I'm getting anxious to see what these other guys are going to be rated. Not our round 1 player, because that's obviously going to change. This guy's a custom player. He's guaranteed 75A. But I'm concerned. I'm going to be interested to see what our boys here, round 2 onward, and see what those guys are rated. I'm going to leave this one up to you guys as the community here. Got 11 people watching. You guys go ahead and you make the pick. I'll just scroll here through this guy. Miguel Arellano. Rafael Ruiz. Ivan Vega. Brad Montes. Fletcher Powers, starting pitcher. It's not a bad mix at all, actually. So four seam 94, change drop down by 10 miles an hour, slider, cutter. That's not too bad. The walk per nine is not bad either. But again, it could be totally throwing us off right now with that scouting accuracy. Derek Pitts, a lefty. Wyatt K. 94. Jay Park. Out of Taiwan. Nick Mullins. Not the Nick Mullins for the quarterback. Dan Sanchez out of New York. 60 overall, 75 potential. Ford McGraw. Wow, what a name. Michael Stone. BJ Burke. Cam Gray. Not a lot of velo on this guy. Cam Gray. Henry Fuentes. Richard Roberts. Dick Roberts. 5'7". I love how short they make all these players. You know, MLB The Show. All their drafted guys, they're just tiny. They're just tiny dudes. Roger Peralta, first base. Bill Castellano. Bernardo Quevedo. Now we're starting to get down here in the way deep, the deep dive. Who has the best break? Says Heitor Ramos. Severance. Ruiz. He says Ruiz. So he likes Ruiz. Rafael Ruiz. That's interesting. Look at what he's got working for him. He's got a slurve, four-seam slurve, two-seam change curve. I love like what he's got going on. Look at the break. That could shift, right? This could drop all the way down to like 55. Like actual scouted. That potential could still stay there at 80 for break, but for Heitor, I think Rafael's got the break. I love his pitches. I think you're right on that. You got four seam slurve, two, like the dude can move it around. Come right at you at 96. Can drop that slurve on you. What is he, a righty? So he can drop that slurve onto righties. Two-seamer can break in on righties and away from lefties. Change, curveball. Like, man, that's pretty sick. Ruiz is nice. I think you might be onto something there. I mean, Brad Montes, if you went this route, there's not enough differentiation in his pitches, right? So he's got the changeup, the sinker, and the cutter. Like, the cutter is the one thing that stands out, but the change and the sinker, they kind of work together. Similar movement. One's just a little bit slower than the other. So I agree with you. I think Rafael Ruiz is our guy. Can you check McGraw? Yep. Let's check McGraw. Ford McGraw. 6'4", so he's got good size, but not a lot of velo. Yeah. I think I like Ruiz better. I like Ruiz a lot, actually, now that we're looking at these dudes. Yep, I think that's the pick. I think there's no question. After seeing his mix, yeah. I agree. Rafael Ruiz is our guy. Now let's just see in round 7 if our oh nope, there's no round 7. Derp. That's a derp. Okay. Ready? Are you guys ready? I'm a little nervous. So Lenny Brown we don't need to worry about because he's a guy we're taking over, right? He's going to be a 75A. But if we look at the rest, we got a bunch of C potentials. Ugh. But Rafael Ruiz is our best player. So you guys, as the community, you came through. Your boy here, Goldie, did not. Fernando Montano, a 65 C potential player. And at where we're at in the draft right now, you got to hit on these, and we just didn't hit. Maybe some focus on the scouting department needs to be had here. But Guadalupe Trujillo, 77 potential. He's a 66. So our overall is not bad. So they're starting out in a pretty good spot. Like I can't really be too hard on us with the draft because they're starting off in a pretty good spot. Like look at the fact that Montano is a really good fielder and he's got good speed. He can play every day. The hitting numbers will have to obviously be worked on, but he's starting at a 65 at 19 years old. See potential he'll grow a little bit slower, but he might be a good depth guy for us in the future in the long haul. But this guy, Adrian Palmeiro, that kind of sucks. 64, 65. That might be the worst pick of our draft here. Actually, look at Dave Iden. We called it. We was like, this guy's going to be one of those dudes that he can help you. He can help you today, but he's not going to progress very high. But I like this pick of Guadalupe Trujillo. He was one of my guys that we were looking at. I was really high on him. He's a 66 with a 77. The contact is an 81. The fielding is that it can play. Vision's good. He might be a little diamond in the rough there. So Trujillo, not a bad pick. But you guys nailed it with Rafael Ruiz. 63, 80. Walk per nine at a 60 right now. That's going to progress. The break is an 80. The velo, you combine those things. Break, velo, walk per nine. He's going to be he's going to be a stud. I think you guys did good with that for sure. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Severance, we called it. Yeah, it is. You guys did really good. Dalton, don't worry about it, my friend. It is all good. Aaron, is there any way to check how good McGraw was? Yes, if I can find him here. Like, by comparison, we take a quick little snapshot, memory-wise. If you take a snapshot here, we've got 3 C's, a D. This is going to be an A, and an 80. So 3 C's, an 80, and a D. If we compare that to other teams across the board, I think we actually had a pretty good draft, all things considered. Like, obviously the Pirates did very well, but you take a look at their overall guys, like 49 here, 57 there, these 46, 52. At least our guys are in the 60s. Like, they're just starting out. They're all in the 60s, 70s. You know, I think we did all right. Ford McGraw is a 60-79, but man, does he got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of work to do. Break, velo, control. It's got good stamina, but I think we made the right call. I think you guys made the right call. St. Louis, they've got 2 Bs. I know Jay Park was up there. Look at the Dodgers. How do they get so many freaking picks, dude? It's all those competitive balance guys. Look at this. Delman Rosales, 87. Whew. Look at the Padres. Frank Durham, Ray Barreto, Carl O'Doul. Ooh, there's a... Who was that? Michael Stone, 76. Look at the Giants. Look at all those deep potentials for the Giants. Ricky Sims. Oh, that guy's going to change, actually. So a 99 potential player, that's going to change for them. I think whoever they took here with round 1, I think I might just change that guy to 99, because then that stings them a little bit if I take that player away. So Ricky Sims will be somebody else, but I'll give him that 99. I think that's the fair way to do it. Middle rounds, these guys really killed it, man. Look at the Red Sox. I think there was somebody else that did well in the middle rounds. Were there other players that we were considering? I don't even remember a lot of these guys up on the board. I just look at this and I think comparatively, I think we didn't do too bad. It's not the worst draft in the world, but it could have done a little bit better. But I think that we did all right, all things considered. Yeah, there really wasn't anybody else that I was looking at here. But look, oh no, Miguel Arellano. Remember, this was the dude that I said I didn't like. He had like that 666, right? He's a 90 potential, and they got him in round 2, 4. They got him in round 6. The last pick. 90 potential for the Marlins. Ouch. That one hurt. Look at the Phillies. C, 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 D, D, C. And then you got us. I think we did pretty good. 75A, 65-77, 64-65, 66-77, 71-70, 63-80. I think we did good. Palmeiro has good stuff. I think he does have some good stuff. Look at that break, velo. It's just that potential. And remember, with our in-game challenges that we have, we could, once we get 100 challenge points, we could up his potential by a grade. So he could be a 75 potential if we wanted to do that. So it's possible. Aaron Chavez, I've never seen that potential. Oh, like a 99? You've never seen a 99 potential? It's pretty rare, man. It is very, very rare. Montez was a few back too. Oh, that's right. Who did he go to? Do you remember him? Montez. Oh, there we go. Oh. Yep, he was there, wasn't he? Remember I was saying, like, his stuff, that's the guy. I remember this. That's the guy. I was like, his stuff doesn't really differentiate too much. Sitting there in 85. Ouch. What custom did I get? So, Dalton, I got first baseman Timothy Pierce. Timothy Pierce, first baseman. Charles Hemingway, custom player. All right, boys. Well, that is it. That is it for the draft. Next episode, we're going to be taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. And we also got, keeping up with the theme here, we're taking on Matt Naberall. This is a player out of TCU in the NCAA 07 universe. So he's a rookie. He's just coming up. He's only made a couple starts. I believe he's only made one start. Let me go back and see what his statistics look like. I think he's only made one start. Nope. He's made a couple, actually. 2 games he started. He's 0-1. He's seeking his first win, but 9 2/3, 5 earned, 6 3, strikeouts to walks, 4.66, 1.86. So he's got a chance against our lineup to really strut his stuff. So it's gonna be he's gonna be a tough battle here on legend difficulty for sure. But we're both not playing well. 25-32 for the Phillies, 24-31 for us. But we've got Hendricks on the mound. He's 3-6, negative record, but hopefully he pitches well enough for us to get a dub here against the Rook. But should be good. I'll see you guys on Thursday for that episode, and we'll might be getting a little update here on the farm as well. But I really want to get to the All-Star break or even the trade deadline in next episode, because I really want to start making some moves that can set us up for the next couple seasons, because we got a lot of decisions to make here, because the way the team is structured, I thought that we were going to make some progress from last year to this year. It looks like we're kind of just maintaining right now. The Marcus Stroman experiment, if he doesn't pick it up, he's 3-4 right now with a 5.19, 1.24. If he doesn't start picking it up at 31 years old, two more seasons on contract, this year and next year, I might have to consider moving on from him, just to kind of make room for our guys that are coming up. Like, we've got some pretty good youthful arms that are trying to make their way up the rankings here. We've got Cole Winn that we traded for. He's doing well down in AAA, 3.58. Reed Stein is doing great. Look at that ERA. He's a 79 pitcher right now, 168.9. He's a sub-1 whip. Ryan Jensen not doing, I mean, he's doing bad. But Braylon Marquez, 287, 102. And then David Booth, 398, 123. So I like our young pitching, and I think that we're just getting blocked a little bit by some of these veterans. If we perform better in year 2, then I might have considered maybe possibly hanging on to some of these older guys like Hendricks and Stroman, Mills. No, he's not doing too bad either, but it's getting to the point now where it's, what's the point? Right? What's the point right now? If we suck, why are we still hanging on to our vets? If we suck, might as well get our guys some experience in here. So that's an option. If we don't start winning some games, showing that this core can start winning some games with the guys that are here, we might need to do a little bit more of a fire sale than we had last season. Like last season, we totally dumped off all those guys that weren't coming back, such as David Robertson, Michael Givens, Wade Miley, who else was there? Andrelton Simmons, Jonathan VR, those types of guys. But now it's getting to the point where it's like I didn't want to get rid of Hendricks and I didn't want to get rid of Stroman, but I might be the play on the field might force my hand to do it. So that's kind of an unfortunate casualty of war there. But guys, that's it for the vid. I will see you guys on Thursday for actual gameplay against the Philadelphia Phillies. And like I said, I want to get all the way to the trade deadline. Just give you an update on where we stand, what our record is, if those statistics for Stroman and Hendricks got any better or did they get worse. We'll see. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Had a fun time with the draft, except for the one dude obviously said it was boring. F him. We'll see you guys in the next one. As always, thanks so much for watching, and peace.